Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host Brian, along with my co-host Brett.
Hey, what's up? And happy Mother's Day to our TV show stars, Debbie, Isabel, Chris, and maybe Nicole and her future Muslimish kids, if she has those with Mahmoud.
Right.
And then, of course, to any of our viewers that applies to.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that you saying that, Brett. And yeah, we definitely wish all that to all the mothers who watch us. We greatly appreciate all of your views and comments. Okay, this was an interesting one because 9 Day Fiance, we finally got the finale, and really it was only like I would say like maybe a fourth, maybe 25 minutes of the entire episode. And we saw the conclusions of a lot of the relationships that we knew were going to be over. Jen and Rishi, they call it quits. They meet in a coffee shop and they say goodbye. They talk about astrology, how it wasn't going to work. And like you said, Brett, in the pre-show, no regrets.
Yeah, it has no.
Mahmoud, yeah, Mahmoud, and we hadn't seen Mahmoud and Nicole in a while, and basically that they just had to throw something in about how he was texting other women when they would get in fights. Like he kept saying, "Oh, you book plane tickets when you leave," and she countered back with, "Well, I looked through your phone," and he tried to deny it, but he was, I guess, texting other people. I think this will come out a little more in the reunion because when we get to that section, they only really covered one couple at that time because we still have two more episodes of that.
That was out of
Yeah,
nowhere for me, where they were talking about he was flirting
yeah,
with Chinese TV salesman woman, TV
yeah.
salesman.
Isn't his brother married to a Chinese woman?
Yes.
So I wonder if there's a little connection there, if they'll maybe dive into that a little more.
Yeah, that was like when that came out of the blue in this
Yeah,
first
I
episode, I
was
was
not
like,
expecting that from
yeah,
him because I
yeah.
thought they were pretty devout in the Muslim religion. So we'll have to see when they because this episode ended with like a nice little bang. Okay, we saw the end of Chris and Jamie, and they called it quits. They had Chris just started going off. She kind of pushed Jamie from getting into a car, which I thought was funny. I thought they were going to actually fight.
Chris was about to go full CT mode and
Yeah,
bashing Jamie's head and out of the
yeah,
car.
man, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
So
and
I can't wait for them to address that.
producer stepped in and had to
Mm-hmm.
separate them. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Give me more, please. I want more."
Right. And was there another one? Or am I missing one? Am I drawing
Uh,
a blank? Is it really like I really what I loved was the end of this
like
episode.
who broke up? I mean, we had
No,
the
like our conclusions before we got to the reunion. I thought there was only three, but I
uh,
could be totally wrong.
the only thing I wrote down for the wedding part was that it
Oh,
was both.
Gabe. Okay, yeah, you're right. Gabe and Isabel. He was
The,
late, but he made it.
yeah, he was late. He made it. The sister did not show up, so she's a
Mhm.
biatch. Screw her. She sucks. And
Yeah, do you think she'll be at the reunion? They're calling in everybody, man. They're like anybody that like made an appearance on the show, they're showing up. I
mm,
like that.
I could see her being at the reunion. I don't really feel like she has a stance on anything though. I don't know. Like I just
Right.
thought that was pretty shitty of her to
Yeah, definitely. And
stay
maybe
along.
they'll question her and like maybe they'll dive into a little more like what she's feeling, and it'll just be like an unnecessary conversation that we know the outcome of. But let's get to the good part, the reunion. I really was skeptical about how this was going to go, and I actually really enjoyed it. I like we were talking pre-show, Brett. I felt like everyone wasn't afraid to say what they wanted to say because there's no allegiances here. All these people were watching. Everybody was watching along with us. Besides their relationship, which I really liked. Like Gabe was even like, I'm really looking forward to meeting Debbie. I'm really looking forward to meeting Natalie. Like I don't like Osama. Like I really like that they kind of have like a sense of viewership that we do, and they have concerns as well. And I'm really looking forward to see what every person says because, like our boy Johan was defending Osama, like just like the allegiances of like what people are gonna side with. I thought was really funny.
Yeah, Johan the Butcher supports young men getting their green card visas
Yeah,
from their women, their older
yeah,
women, to bring them to the states, give them opportunity to make a
right.
name.
Even if it's a
You
scam,
know, the Johan stamp of approval.
right, right. So they kind of did like a. I actually also like the setup. Like I like how like the one person sitting in the chair and then overhead of them is. I thought a very clear like image or video of all of the other like the couples. Like I thought like what's his name? Mahmood was coming in super clear like the entire time. I know there's the delay on sound, but they everybody looked really good, looked better than a lot of our zooms.
No, I like the setup they have. So I guess at first I was reading into like the trailer of like, oh, who's not together based off
Right.
of this
It
thing,
doesn't
but
matter.
it makes sense that they're. I guess that's part of the thing is like, oh, are you still together? So
Yeah.
even Gabe and Isabel, like they're forced to be like Isabel,
Separated here, yeah.
foreigner, she's on the Zoom. That's
Mm,
supposed to be the protocol that all the foreigners are on the Zoom,
yeah,
whether they're there together, not together, or I mean, maybe they're backstage, maybe they're in their country, who
that would
knows?
be awesome if like when we leave, like Mahmoud and Gabe, Mahmoud just comes out of nowhere and they just like a wrestling promo and just like hits him in the back of the head with a chair. That would be awesome. But what was some of your highlights? Because I mean, Julian to me was on Twitter. He was the hero we need, the hero of the reunion. He just came out, was like guns blazing. You're a liar. You're a scam artist. Could potentially get Jen's number. Like,
Yes. So I thought that was hilarious that Debbie said that because I was actually thinking it whenever Julian came out, and then you could hear Jen.
she was like, "Ooh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
ooh.
yeah. She's like, "Ooh, like I like this guy." Blah, blah, blah. Like, hey, maybe they should get together. Like, they're probably fairly close in age, and
Mm-hmm.
probably, would
Dude, I
put.
wouldn't rule it out, especially with this network. Like they probably are like licking their chops when they saw like that conversation going on. That's why they caught it and aired it.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's the couple that's going to get together is Julian and Jen, and Jen wasn't looking bad either. She was looking. I mean, her hair always looks the same, but you know who she reminds me of is Rogue.
I was gonna say that. Thank you.
X-Men.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you said that. I've been thinking it for weeks, but I keep forgetting
Yeah.
to bring it up. And I'm so glad you said it. She does look like Rogue.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, good job, man. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I didn't know that you had that Marvel roots of
I had thought of it before, but just I never
yeah,
said
that's the same thing with me, man. Every because she hasn't really been like there's been so much going on with her where you're not really looking at her, you're listening to her at this point. But that gray hair, man, it's coming
I don't
through.
think it's gray. I think it's like dyed blonde
Yeah, great.
or dyed
Whatever
black.
it is, she does look like Rogan. I'm glad you brought that up. Um, the thing that I tweeted this, I don't know if you saw it. Chris looks like Coach from Survivor.
Okay, I didn't think of that one, but I could see it.
Like her outfit today, like the outfit I tweeted. Like when you will go on Twitter later, you can look at it. I put a side by side of them wearing basically the same shirt. They look
Okay,
the same because she had like she's starting to get a little gray, like in her roots, and like Coach.
Chris did not look good at the reunion. Not saying
She's
she
not
looked
feeling well.
at the show, but she's kind of like, oh, sometimes she looks all right, sometimes she looks not great, and tonight
Well, she's
she's.
always sick. She was like, I wasn't feeling well. But I needed to make it. I was like, here we go again, man.
And then Gabe was calling her out on her shit. Or
Yeah, I'm
maybe
looking.
behind the scenes. I don't know if he did it to her face.
I think he will when we get to their section. I think that he will. He was not holding back, man. He was like one of the main people talking. Like he was defending Natalie and putting his 2 cents in wherever he could. And that's what I really like about the reunion, man. I really wish Bill was on. Like I really think he's gonna enjoy. He was talking it up, and I think he missed Osama. He missed I think like what he was really looking forward to. And Osama is just like I am a poet. I am you don't understand art. And it's like and he would like throw jabs at Gabe about his underwear. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, yeah. The yeah, Gabe even was saying so. Gabe doesn't like Mahmoud, but Gabe did like Osama. And then after that
Yeah,
fight, Gabe's like, "Bro, I was on your side. Now you're making me look."
exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Osama is losing some fans just in general. Like, I was making fun of Osama before I even heard him speak once during this season, and then once he was talking, I'm like, okay, I think he maybe does like Debbie,
I
and
think he did like Debbie, but I also think he had some ulterior motives. But then again, like we don't know the full. Like she could be lying too. You know what I mean? Like we don't know. They don't. There's no receipts, so it's kind of like he say she say about like what actually was said. And the relationship's been going on for 3 years. She could have forgot.
yeah, old age and stuff.
Yeah,
But
but
she did actually confirm that when they began the relationship, he had mentioned something about a green card or coming to America.
mhm.
So that's sort of maybe the first thing they ask when they start the relationship is like, hey, you're gonna let me come to America, right? And they're like, all right, cool. Well, I'm in it now. And it just drew out for 3 years.
Mhm.
They said Debbie might have even like been using him for a Moroccan green card to go over
Yeah,
there, little about some sort of fantasy. So
right. And like I love how Julian's like, you need to delete his number. You need to do this. You need to do that. And she's like, well, if he can move mountains and buy me a plane ticket, it's like they could still get back together. Like that's I think the problem with her is she's a dreamer.
they say I'm not the only one.
You say you're a dreamer?
No, I think that was a quote from the Beatles.
Okay. Okay. What the Mahmoud stuff. What this I think this could get bad because there was a lot of bleeps. I wonder what he is gonna say. If he's gonna like take it a little more over the edge with insults. Um I can't believe he's coming to like they could still milk that they have another potential show appearance with him coming over here if he does actually make it. It sounds like he's coming over.
It sounds like it. I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds like they are the couple that is still together and they're still in love and talking about kids. And he's coming over, I guess, in 50 days or
Yeah,
so.
and that part where he's like he walks off, he like does all his stuff, makes a theatrics, and then he's talking on the phone to Nicole, and she's like, well, "Where are you?" He's like, "I'm on the screen." That part was really fun. Like he's ready to throw hands.
I hope he's probably not, but I hope he is backstage. That'd be fun.
That would be so awesome. That would
I
be
would
like,
love if him and Osama were both backstage.
yeah, that would be so cool. They're in like, and they just like a heel turn, and they just come in here and fight like wrestling. It would be so great. But he's definitely not because he did walk outside, and it's like nighttime because they like all came in. It was daytime, but like even like the architecture of where he is, but.
That doesn't say. Yeah, I mean, the architecture speaks more to the time frame. They probably were when they walked into the studio. They all sat down on couches and they're like, "Oh wait, this isn't where we're
Right.
doing the show." It was like the
Right.
holding room. It's funny. Oh, actually, so there was like a brief cut. They had people go into holding with like
Yeah.
covers.
Right.
So I think that there's gonna be a couple people that are actually in the studio. They're gonna like come out. They're gonna come off Zoom and come into the thing. I
Who
think
do
it's
you
like
think it would be?
Isabel.
Yeah, Isabella. I think that one too. No, too tall to be Johan.
I don't know. Other than that, I don't know.
Jamie would be great. Jamie coming in like current Chris.
Maybe Rishi. I don't know.
Yeah, because Rishi his setup it looked like manufactured. It didn't look real, and the fact that he's like going to talk to his parents like on screen, it just that's very possible. Maybe he's gonna like try to get her back, like when he tells her parents he's gonna propose again, something like that. I'm interested though, man. I'm like fully. I was loving every second of the last like hour 15 of this episode. I can't wait to get like two more. We're gonna get 4 more hours of it.
Are we? Are
Yeah,
we done with like the normal stuff and we're all reunion now?
yeah. It's 3 part reunion.
Okay, sweet. Because when I was
So like
watching,
I'm considering this a part of the reunion. Unless if there's 6 more hours, I'd be shocked. But
I mean, I guess the reunion has started. So why would we go back to like footage
yeah,
from?
I mean, yeah, maybe some flashbacks.
How
But
they
I
got-
mean, this is good, man. I just think they could have even like they could have concluded everything. I think last week with all the couples, and we just went right into a reunion today. I mean, it probably would have only saved us like 20 minutes, but could have just been some more stuff to talk about.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with we only went through one couple pretty much, and I enjoyed it. I was having a lot of fun listening to them
Yeah.
because
I
it's the
like-
jabs, it's the subtle comments of them as a viewer, like, "Oh, go make your underwear," or "You're not a poet, like you don't know anything." It's
Right.
I really like it.
Gabe was bringing up some good points with Osama. Like, oh yeah, sell your art to.
Yeah, who cares, man? Make some money. He's like, "Well, I only will sell to people that like art." It's like they can hire you.
He probably hasn't had any sales yet to even turn down. He's just
Right, exactly.
capping.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got anything else before we get out of here? We kind of already did our like what we think the secret people are, and it looks like Jen's friends come too. And the Jen's friends come and comment on other people's relationship. I love this. Anybody that's in studio is allowed to make comments about anything. I just really like it.
Oh, that's great. You even got people like I guess I don't know if those two people from backstage if they're gonna come out at some point, but they're like two of the pillow talkers. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, I like
Um,
that.
they watch the show like we do, and then like there's a thing with several of them that used
Yep.
to be on the show. So
Yeah,
they're the funnier ones. But I
it's
like
like
that.
so. Who do we think? So the only one so far that could make it is on a show like that is probably Gabe and Isabel, right?
Well, I
Because
mean,
they
they're
need
together. Nicole and Mahmoud are together. Everyone else seems to not. Well,
But even there's like the interesting points, like Nicole and Mamu would be interesting because of their differing opinions. It's kind of Gabe's rising stock for me. I really like that he's being a little more confrontational. He wasn't really like that from what we saw. I mean, Johan would be funny as hell to listen to, but I don't think they're going to be together because he's got just like wild opinions.
Well, so they're married, but they're like married-ish or whatever they were saying.
Yeah,
So
they're not. I don't think they're together.
that wasn't even in this episode, so they might show us some of that next week
Yeah.
and dig into it. But the thing too, I was thinking about with Gabe, because when he was coming at Mahmoud, because he doesn't like Mahmoud, but he likes Nicole, and he was talking about like raising their kids Muslim and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
it's like any religion you usually are, like you kind of just put that onto your kid just as by
Right.
default, but you're not forcing it. And he kept saying that. And I was still also wondering with Mahmoud, like, what's his opinion on trans people? Because I feel like
That's what I'm wondering. What he's saying here
I,
is this is the explosion when he comes back in. He's gonna start shooting some shots at everybody about like his opinions on all of
right,
these
which
people.
Osama is also Muslim. So I'm like wondering if they're kind of like,
They're
oh,
allies.
like if Osama and Mahmoud are both kind of, like anti-trans, I guess,
Yeah.
I feel like those cultures might be super anti-gay, trans, anti-showing skin,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I just don't know. I don't know. But yeah, dude, it's funny that it's like you said, who's gonna like get somebody's back? And I don't know. I don't know if Johan will come up there or like anything is possible. That's what I love about it. Anybody that we saw can be on these next two episodes, and I just really enjoy that. It reminds me of the Seinfeld finale, where it's like everyone's there and everyone can come back and say their piece about anything they saw. So
I
yeah,
want
we'll
to.
be. Yeah, you got anything else before we close up?
I just want them all to be in person and fight.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate, literally the ultimate.
And I think it's funny. I think Gabe is probably the smallest person on the entire show.
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely, definitely. But that would be an awesome fight. I would love it. So we'll be here next week for sure. Bill will probably be back. He was at a Taylor Swift concert, so we got bumped for that. We have another busy week. We have Below Deck, we have Challenge, we have Survivor, we have Vanderpump Rules. We probably will do Married at First Sight because I think we're gonna finally hit the actual finale and or the reunion, and it might be actually interesting. And if you also have any show suggestions, let us know because we have a couple shows like closing up. Survivor's almost done. Challenge is almost done. This show's almost done. So we're gonna have some openings. So before June, like our Bachelor Claim to Fame starts back up, and I think when does Big Brother start, Brett?
mid-June.
Mid June. So really, we have a few weeks if you want to. We can try something out. Oh, Farmer Wants a Wife. That's also ending. I think this week as well. So we have some like things wrapping up. So we need to have some more stuff to watch, content for you guys, and anything else. So for myself and Brett, thanks for watching. See ya.